I'm really jazzed. So you guys start it off, and you tell me when I can go. I love you guys.
You can go now.
Oh, no. I've been itching.
Are we going to talk about how redundant John Tavares is?
20 minutes after they lose Game 7. Maybe they could put him on the wing and salvage his career. Holy God.
I'm like, you've got the game breakers, and that's not John Tavares. You've got the guys to stand up and say something in the dressing room. Also not John Tavares. The public face of the team, not John Tavares. That's Justin Bieber.
So what do you say that you exactly do here? Well, I get the information up to Leafs management, and
you saw the photo. I had the pajamas as a kid.
I have people skills. What the hell is wrong with you people?
Where did those skills go?
Well, let's just say that Justin Hall, bless his heart, this ain't basketball, baby, so maybe don't do that. Heather, if you're listening, I'm sorry.
I drove by the Regal Beagle on Saturday night about the first intermission, and for those not in Vancouver, there is a Toronto Maple Leafs bar on Broadway, and it seemed like a very stressful environment. There
is?
Yeah, there's a Leafs bar. It's on West Broadway, just west of Arbutus, and there's an Edmonton Oilers bar in Gastown called the Black Frog, which is like a legit happening place. So it might be the place to be this week.
I'm absolutely going to the Black Frog.
I may make Reed go back to the Black Frog. We went there on our first date.
Aww. I'd go back to the Black Frog.
We used to go there all the time.
Yeah, it's a good spot.
If you've never met up with someone on a first date and then made out with them directly behind that alley in where Gastown is, have you really lived? You laugh because it's true.
Yeah, it's up there. The Leafs lost again. Geeta and I, we picked them to win in 7 because you can't keep doing this. They find ways to do it. They've had embarrassing ways. They've had total collapses. Mm-hmm. They've had, really close. They've had some moral victories, like their first time against Washington, and then they just had this time where they just weren't good enough.
Yeah.
Which is the narrative.
Which is too bad, because they were really good in Game 1.
Oh, yeah. And the narrative through 1 through 6 was if they just play like Game 1, it's going to be just fine. And they're a team that doesn't know how to win. Winners win. I was hungover getting some poke and listening to the game, and Braden Point gets his high ankle sprain or whatever, and I'm like, well, there it is. Mm-hmm. The Leafs are going to step on the neck. The Leafs are going to go for the jugular. One of the best two-way forwards and one of the best centers in the game, Braden Point, goes down, who's been so clutch. Here's the chance for the Toronto Maple Leafs to do it. And what happens? Absolutely nothing. They somehow get even more scared and more timid.
Well, the stat of like Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner, and Willie Nylander having a combined 1 goal. Oh, in all Game 7 appearances. I assumed in the series. I was like, that's bad.
I mean, the fact, it's crunch time. It's every cliche in the book, but man, winners find a way to win. Tampa knows how to win. Tampa found a way to win.
You would think after 5 or 6 years in a row, you could win. You've learned your lesson.
You should learn something every little bit. But then, and we're about to tag Arash in here because I don't hate the Toronto Maple Leafs. I hate the coverage of the Maple Leafs. It's fun to watch them lose, but man, we're fans of sad, pathetic franchises over here too. You kind of want them to get one eventually for the fans. So I'm not here hating on them or cursing Steve Dangle to be sent, to be deported. But when Sheldon Keefe, less than 20 minutes after the final horn, goes on into the press room and it's like, we got a lot of respect in the handshake line and we got a bit more than last year. I'm like, who gives a shit? You lost. That doesn't matter. Who cares how much? Okay, great. 5 weeks from now when the Bolts win the Stanley Cup and go, hey, they said some nice things. Yeah, even if they do, who cares? It doesn't matter. Everything that you try to do.
Everyone says nice things in those handshake lines. He should know that by now. They're not going to tell you suck.
Like, yeah, what are they going to do? This isn't like PK Subban and Milan Lucic where he threatened to kill him in like 2013. Like, it's
courtesy. Empty words. It's like at the end of every one of your softball games, you like slap hands and you're like, good game.
3 cheers for the other team. Wow, they cheered really loud for us. That was nice of them.
Even Dino Ciccarelli shook Claude Lemieux's hand, for the love of God. Oh.
But I just that's all I needed to take. I mean, I felt bad for Mitch Marner in tears. That's an emotional kid, but this is a game. There are winners, there are losers, and you should learn from your losses how to win, and they're not figuring it out. And you lose sympathy for these guys. They can't help themselves. I think we'll tag in Arash now.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes to everything you guys just said. But I have had to sit through people talking about the Toronto Maple Leafs in the last 2 days being like, oh, no one's going to get fired. No one's going to because listen, they're close. That's a good loss. They got respect in the handshake. They took the champs to Game 7 of the first round. This has been 5 years of this. 5 years since the post-lockout era. The Montreal Canadiens have won 10 playoff series. 10 rounds. Vancouver, 8 rounds. 8. Toronto, 0. Now, let's just go from 2017 on, okay? I am done with this idea that this core, they're the Washington Capitals, guys.
Right.
You got to give it one more shot. Oh, these guys are Tampa. Well, after the sweep, they didn't. Do you know Tampa was really good for a long time, and they've actually won a goddamn round?
They went to the Stanley Cup.
2016 you tank. 2017 you get Matthews. You go against Washington, you lose to Washington. Then 2018 and 19 you lose against Boston. 18, yep. 19, and then 2020 you lose against Columbus. And now 2021, who did they lose to against last year?
Montreal,
and you gave up a 3-1 lead. And now 2022 you lose against Tampa. Listen, for the love that all is holy in the Quran, you are not going to play the Arizona Coyotes in the first round. And they are not going to be shorthanded for 60 minutes while Louis Eriksson, Antoine Roussel, and Keith Tkachuk come out, and that's the only forwards they're allowed to have. And they're also not going to be told, hey, also Toronto, guess what? The face-off dot is going to be, we got Nikolai Habibulin back from Russia. He's 49. He's been smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. He's starting for the Arizona Coyotes. And the face-off dot is going to be 1 meter away from him. And then guess what? Okay, you won a round. And then it's supposed to get easier? You played against Tampa. Good, you got them to Game 7. You had a moment where you can blame the refs. Refereeing sucked. But guess what? You just got to win. You just have to do it. Mm-hmm. Like, there's just, this is a lesson you learn when you're in your early 20s. Life is hard. Shit sucks. It's difficult. And you look at the mountain and you say, there's no way I'm getting up above this mountain. There's no way. I'm going to get crushed. And you just do it. You just do it. And then guess what? Game 7 comes around. Braden Point is injured. I hope Braden Point comes back. Mm-hmm. He apparently is day to day. And I hate to see anyone getting injured. But Ryan, I told you this. This started at Game 1.